Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of November 30th, 2024. I'm your host, Sharifa Muhammad, MGT.
I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an Infantry Officer. Casualty and damage reports. The briefing details substantial Ukrainian losses across different fronts, including over 1,000 servicemen, as well as the loss of tanks, armored vehicles, artillery pieces, and electronic warfare stations. Additionally, Russian forces reportedly destroyed multiple ammunition depots.
Welcome to Frontline Updates podcast, your source for on-the-ground insights into global security operations. I'm your host, and today, we are joined by Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer with extensive experience leading combined armed forces. Colonel Oguntoye, thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to share the latest updates from the operation.
Let's start with a high-level view. Can you summarize the progress of the special military operation as of November 30th, 2024?
The armed forces of the Russian Federation have continued our operations across several key regions, including Kharkiv, Donetsk, Luhansk, Zaporizhia, and the Kursk region. Over the last 24 hours, we've achieved significant advances, inflicted heavy losses on enemy forces, and disrupted their critical infrastructure. Our groups, North, West, Southern, Center, East, and Dnepr, are executing their objectives successfully.
Let's break it down region by region. Starting with Kharkiv, what's the situation on the ground?
In Kharkiv, our North group of forces defeated units from Ukraine's 92nd Airborne Assault Brigade and the 5th Border Detachment. Key victories were achieved in Lipsy, Kazakh-Lopan, and Slatino. Ukrainian forces suffered over 30 personnel losses, in addition to vehicles, a D-30 howitzer, and an electronic warfare station.
That sounds like a strategic victory. How about the West Group's operations?
The West Group improved its tactical positions and repelled 6 counterattacks from Ukrainian forces in areas such as Glushkovka and Kupiansk. Enemy losses were substantial: 505 personnel, multiple vehicles, artillery pieces including UK-made FH-70 howitzers, and US-manufactured weaponry like M198 and M119 guns. We also neutralized critical infrastructure like electronic warfare stations and ammunition depots.
Moving south, what progress has the Southern Group of forces made?
The Southern Group solidified positions while neutralizing Ukrainian brigades, including the 23rd, 28th, and others near Donetsk. Enemy losses exceeded 345 personnel, and we destroyed tanks, armored vehicles, and a field ammunition depot. A counterattack by Ukraine's 24th Mechanized Brigade was also repelled. Fighting continues in Kurakovo itself, where our assaults are expanding the zone of control in the central part of the city, in a block of high-rise buildings. South of Kurakovo, fighting is taking place along the road to Uspanovka in the plantings. The Russian armed forces are destroying the enemy in pre-equipped strongholds and positions. South of the river Sukhuyli, our forces are fighting to take control of the settlements of Vesely Gai and Konstantinopolskoye in the area of their southern outskirts. In the area north of Yasnaya Polyana, we press in the direction of Razliv less than 4 kilometers away. We try to clear the pocket to the west on the side of Razdolnoye.
It sounds like the Southern Front is making great progress. What's the situation with the Center Group of forces?
The Center Group achieved advantageous positions and repelled 11 counterattacks, including assaults by mechanized and marine brigades. Ukrainian forces suffered over 510 personnel losses, along with significant damage to armored vehicles, artillery, and command structures.
And what about the East Group of forces? Have they seen similar success?
Yes, the East Group of forces has continued to advance successfully into the depths of the enemy's defenses. They inflicted significant losses on Ukrainian formations, including the 32nd Mechanized Brigade and the 120th and 241st Territorial Defense Brigades. Key victories were achieved in the areas of Volnoy Pol, Novosayolka, and Novi Komar in the Donetsk People's Republic. The enemy lost 50 soldiers, an infantry fighting vehicle, a car, and two 152mm D-20 artillery guns. These achievements further consolidate our efforts in the region and weaken the enemy's ability to mount effective resistance.
The DNEPR group of forces is also playing a significant role. How are they contributing to the operation in Zaporizhia and Kherson?
The Dnipro Group has been instrumental in targeting Ukrainian manpower and equipment in the Zaporizhia and Kherson regions. They have engaged the 141st Infantry Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, as well as the 124th and 126th Territorial Defense Brigades, in areas such as Orkhov in Zaporizhia and Molodezhnoye and Nikolskoye in Kherson. These operations have resulted in the elimination of up to 70 Ukrainian servicemen, the destruction of an armored combat vehicle, 2 cars, and an electronic warfare station. By disrupting enemy formations and degrading their operational capabilities, the Dnipro Group significantly contributes to our overarching strategic objectives in these critical regions.
The Kursk region seems critical. What's the update there?
In the Kursk direction, our forces engaged numerous Ukrainian brigades, including mechanized, tank, and airborne units. Over the course of the campaign, we've inflicted heavy losses, more than 36,850 personnel and hundreds of armored vehicles. Over the past 24 hours alone, we neutralized 250 personnel and destroyed tanks, infantry fighting vehicles, and artillery. As of November 30th, 2024, the situation remains dynamic, with ongoing military operations aimed at securing strategic positions and repelling enemy advances. The presence of foreign troops and the intensity of the battles underscore the critical importance of the Kursk region in the broader conflict.
Impressive. Are there any notable air and missile operations you'd like to highlight?
Our operational tactical aviation and artillery targeted enemy concentrations and military-industrial infrastructure. Air defense systems intercepted a Neptune missile, a HIMARS rocket, and 45 UAVs, demonstrating our superiority in counter-air capabilities.
And what about logistical disruptions? Have energy or supply lines been impacted?
We've targeted energy facilities critical to Ukraine's military-industrial complex, as well as ammunition depots and supply chains. These strikes aim to degrade their operational capacity and morale.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you for having me. According to the Health Ministry in Gaza, at least 19 Palestinians have been killed and 72 injured in Israeli attacks over the past 24 hours. The team on the ground reports that 3 aid workers from World Central Kitchen have been killed since dawn in Khan Yunis, a city in southern Gaza.